Afro-Victorian Goth.
That's a great topic.
Yeah, and we're looking specifically at the insights of Mildred Usho. She's a Kenyan poet, also a goth fashion enthusiast.
And her approach is so unique, isn't it? Using this style, this blend, to engage with Kenya's colonial past.
Exactly. And she does it with what she calls this element of dark humor.
Right. And then we'll really get into Mildred's interpretations of some classic Victorian works, which is where that dark humor really comes alive.
Sounds good. Okay, so historical canvas first. Queen Victoria's reign, long one, 1837 to 1901.
Yep.
And that timing, it lines up almost exactly with these huge global power shifts, particularly the scramble for Africa.
Absolutely. You've got the Berlin Conference right in the middle there, 1884, 1885.
Where they literally just carved up the continent.
Yeah, lines on a map that had massive real-world consequences, like the formation of the Imperial British East Africa Company, the IBAC.
Right, the IBAC,
Yeah.
chartered in 1888.
By Queen Victoria herself. It was commerce, sure, but it was absolutely the sharp end of imperial ambition, sort of wrapped in business language.
And that paved the way for
the official British East Africa Protectorate in July 1895.
Kicked off major white settlement taking over land.
And this is where it connects back so strongly to Mildred's perspective, this massive contradiction in Victorian thinking.
Okay.
Well, the historian Harold Perkin, he wrote about how the English between 1780 and 1850 changed from being aggressive, brutal, rowdy,
to inhibited, polite, orderly. Wow.
to tender-minded, prudish, and hypocritical.
Yeah.
It's quite the shift.
It really is. So you have this very proper, buttoned-up society at home, imposing these incredibly strict rules of behavior. But at the exact same time, that society is involved in incredibly aggressive, often, frankly, brutal colonial expansion overseas.
It's a stark paradox.
Okay.
And that idea of the hidden reality, the sort of double life needed to keep up appearances.
Like Oscar Wilde talked about.
Exactly. Felicia Appel's work on Wilde highlights how those unrealistic expectations of Victorian society just bred deceit.
Right.
The polite face hiding the exploitation and force happening elsewhere. And that gap, that hypocrisy, that's fertile ground for Mildred's dark humor.
Ah, I see. So the humor is in pointing out that performance, that contradiction.
Yes. It lets you critique not just the actions, but the whole performed morality behind it.
Okay, so this brings us to where it gets, I think, really creative. Mildred Usho takes Lewis Carroll's Alice books.
Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass.
Right. And she reads them as this powerful, maybe even kind of disturbing metaphor for colonialism in Kenya.
It's brilliant, actually. The allegories she draws are so specific. For her, Kenya itself becomes Wonderland.
Right, this strange place turned upside down by outsiders.
Exactly. And the evil queen? Well, who else but Queen Victoria, or maybe the entire British Empire? This arbitrary, absolute power.
Makes sense.
And then, maybe the most striking one, the Mad Hatter. She sees him as representing the colonial settlers.
The settlers?
Yeah, she even calls them white cowboys in the White Highlands. Picture that mad tea party, the chaos, the constantly changing rules, the host completely detached from reality.
That's a powerful image for colonial power.
It really is. And those famous grinning cats?
The Cheshire Cat.
For Mildred, they're like the colonial government officials. Always watching, maybe offering some confusing advice, but ultimately detached, not really helping navigate the chaos they created.
So it totally reframes these stories we think we know. It gives them this sharp historical edge, and this directly informs the Afrogoth look for her.
Absolutely. It means the fashion isn't just about aesthetics. It's layered with this critical intellectual commentary on history.
So pulling this all together for you listening, what Afro-Victorian Goth offers, through Mildred's lens anyway, is this really potent way to re-examine history.
Yeah, and to blend these different cultural narratives together.
Finding expression through fashion, through art, it's more than just a look. It's acknowledging a really complex past and finding ways to respond to it, even with that dark humor.
Definitely. And it sort of leaves us with a question, doesn't it? Yeah. How else might we find these hidden narratives, these kinds of reinterpretations in other art, other culture, maybe from places we don't expect?
That's a good point.
Mildred Usho's work really encourages you to look beneath the surface, doesn't it? To find the stories hiding behind the familiar.
And to see how even humor, especially maybe dark humor, can be a really powerful tool for understanding our history.